Stop playing with me, dude. Hey, man, I've been thinking about you, man, because, man, you're a good brother. But,
Thank you.
my question to you is, do you love yourself? Don't answer, because you're going to say yes. But I wonder if that's the true answer. If you love yourself, do you love yourself enough to live the good life? You got to love yourself to do it, man. It don't happen by magic. There's no button that you can push, nothing you can step on. You actually have to will it to be so with the druthers that you have inside of yourself. To do that, you have to not just like yourself, but start loving Nate Walker. Do you love him? Just think about it. Don't answer right there. Now, I can tell you this. I love him, but I don't know if you love you. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to hear all of that. You wanted me to just ease you in the group and like this, but I ain't got no. I'm feeling impatient today. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you what's on my heart.
Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah. I'm wondering about where your love is at. How you gonna love your daughter? How you gonna love your wife if you don't love Nate? Yeah.
I love you, brother Nate.
That's all true. I love you too.
That's Chris. Larry Harris is saying he loves you.
Yes,
Wow.
And we miss you.
They miss you. Larry got some cool glasses on. He looked like James Bond. Yeah, I wish you could see him, man. He looked like 007. He got his hat on too. Oh, man, listen. Get out of here up in this place. Oh, look, man. Look what's going on with you pop guys in here. I love that. I love it, man. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, tonight this is gonna be a good night tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit tonight about what do we have to be grateful for, and this sometimes I think life will grab you and do some things, twist you up, and do a flip. And then you don't realize, or what do you have to be grateful for? You have your eyes only on the negative things, but somehow you're unable to focus on the positive things. How could the negative have more operational authority over you than the positive does? Why would you let that happen? Why do we allow it to be so? Isn't it true in some ways that the positive will always overrule? You could have a dark room, all negative, and just light one match, and one match will light up the whole room, one match of positive. So the question becomes, who's your match? If you ain't it, who is it? You got to yoke yourself up with somebody who's strong, who can light like a match, light you up like a Christmas tree, and cause you to come into a better understanding of your situation. Everything ain't bad. You're not locked up. You're not sick. You're not incarcerated. You're not shot. Oh my God, some of us have been. Me too, but not today. Right? And I decide I want to live a good life today. Ain't nobody looking for me, and I ain't looking for nobody. I don't hear nobody in this church. But today what we're going to talk about a little bit is about what do we have to be grateful for, because sometimes I just think we miss that piece. That's what we're going to get into in a minute. Before we do that, we're going to get into the acts of faith for August 4th. And before we get into the acts of faith for August 4th, I'm going to wait just a little bit for a few more people to come on. Sherrod, I see you, and I see your boys there. I think that's your boys. Let them introduce themselves to me.
I'm Marshawn.
Marshawn, what's going on? How old are you, son?
22.
22? Yeah, that's a good age to be. Handsome young man. And what's your brother? Is that your brother right next to you?
Yeah, my name Darrell.
Darrell, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, you good? How old are you?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one of y'all is working a job? Don't lie.
Well, I'm finna start. I got orientation for a job on Thursday.
Right, where you gonna be?
I live in Chicago, so it's in Chicago.
The job's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, You know that window is hot, baby.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful. I used to mess around there, man, and over there on Creek Gear, right off of Stony Island. I was over there for a lot of years, and it was a hot campaign then, but it's something different now, man. Y'all got to be careful protecting one another. So what you gonna be doing? Do you know?
Nope. It's actually I'm going through a temp service. I was I just had a job with them not too long ago,
Right.
but they give me another job. It's in the factory. It's just it's a temp service. I work in the factory.
Right. All right. Well, look, man, we glad to meet y'all. Glad to have you. I thought we was gonna have y'all in group tonight. What happened?
Oh, I gotta leave. I gotta go out of town tonight. My bus leaving tonight at 7.
Oh, you getting whatchamajigger? What's the name of that bus?
The Greyhound, the mega bus,
Mega bus? Yeah. All right. Well, look, brother, we want you to stay online so you can catch this. Tonight, though, I want you to think about one thing that you're thankful for. Not right this second, but I'm coming back to you. Somebody start out with reading the Acts of Faith for me, but read it real loud. If
I love Era in the morning with my eyes full of trust, if I love Era at night with their hair full of rollers, chances are you're in love. When was the last time I was in love? Really in love? Do you remember feeling silly, giggly, and grinning whenever I saw the object of my affection? Did I feel like skipping, running, jumping in the street, maybe spinning around and rustling my hair? Did everybody look better, act nicer, seem beautiful because I was in love? What about playing? Didn't I want to stay home and play with your love mates rather than go to work or school? And didn't I want to go to bed early? Do I remember getting dressed up and wanting to look nice because I felt so good? Did I feel as if I could do anything because I had somebody at my side? What about feeling nurtured, supported, protected?
Ooh, that's good.
How about being needed, wanted, valued? And didn't it bring a smile to my face just to think that somebody loved me? Did it make I feel young again? Well, then why do I think children don't know when they're in love? Love comes at all ages.
Wow. That's good. Give Chris a little hand right there. That's Chris Burke. He in love right now. You got a little trimling out there showing me a picture every day. You know, Miss Nicole, that's what her name is. You know, she all right. Well, look, this is what I want to do, man, is I want you to reflect on that. That was about love. Funny, that was kind of about that. But hold up now. But what I want to do tonight is get into what you're grateful for. Everybody gonna go. Everybody gonna get a shot. And so Chris, he getting ready to start it off because he gonna talk about that girl. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna talk about
okay. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna because what I'm Chris Pop guy.
Come on.
What I'm truly grateful at this moment, not just having Nicole in my life, is just finding out today that I am getting approval from my agent with a safety plan in place to be around my son.
Give him some love right there. This is the first time you're ever
seen my son.
And how old is your son?
2 years old.
Give him another big hand right there. Chris, you worked hard for that, boy. Go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
So I'm so grateful to have a lot of supportive family in my life to keep me leveled, grounded, and especially nurtured in so many ways. And I'm just so grateful to have a loving family by my side.
Wow. So, Chris, didn't you have them before?
I did, but I didn't recognize it at first.
And so what has happened to you that you began to recognize that there was love in your constituency?
Let's just say my priorities wasn't in line.
Mm-hmm.
I was more focused on being dependent instead of being independent.
Mm.
I wanted to have a relationship, and now I'm not in a relationship, and I got myself together, focused on myself since back in 2017 is when it really just struck me that I needed to be focused on myself, get myself together, get my priorities in line, and things just started shining, and my eyes just became open more and more by the day.
Brother.
So,
Chris, that's good. Somebody got some feedback for Chris on that? While you're thinking about it, let me go. Chris, I love what you just said, but you know what? When these years before, when you kept going back and forth to prison, seemed like to me your focus was on, like, if you wasn't with at least one chick, and you know Chris was very capable of being with 2 or 3 little chicken wings, right? And bring them all in here. One time he brought all 3 of them in here to me, you know, like, Bob, you know, here go 3 of them. I didn't know. I'm like, oh man, what are we gonna do? You know, because Chris was spread like bluebonnet margarine up in here. But do you know what, man? Somehow your identity was in them, and suddenly, somebody say suddenly. Yes, suddenly. Bam! Suddenly, you got your mind off that bootylicious and you know what I mean? And every man has to go through that, to be quite honest with you. We don't always, you know, you can play and gigolo all you want to, but sooner or later, you've got to pay the piper. I don't hear nobody. I'm laughing because I've been there, but y'all still got a couple of y'all still got a ways to go. I'm laughing because just like I want to be a fly on the wall when it happens. But when it gets to you, you'll understand. Oh, that's what Pop was talking about that one day. And so, Chris, you've done a good job. And you know, did you hear what he's saying? He's getting reunited with his son. Now, I have some idea that POP has a little bit to do with that. You get it? And we're pretty proud of Chris and his efforts. And, you know, I think you're on the right track. Just keep going in the way you are. Give Chris some love for taking that feedback.
One last thing is, instead of worrying about my who's going to be the chaperone or who's going to be watching over me, my PO made it very loud and clear that it's going to be Jessica, the mother of my child, at all visits.
Okay.
So that just eliminates my worries about that, and I'm content.
Okay. Well, somebody got feedback anywhere? Anybody got feedback for Chris? Go ahead. 1, 2.
Okay. When you got done talking, I needed a moment to process, because what you were articulating, you know, when you were able to describe what you're going on, like even now, you said, and I'm content. You added a feeling in there, you know, like all of those pieces are coming together for you. And like, I always think back to like when I first got out, and it was winter, and you were in the pop meetings, and you looked so miserable, and you talked so negative, and it was like, I was like, why is he here? You know, like, to be honest, I'm like, if he's not trying to get nothing out of it, he's taking up space. You know, that's my judgments. You know, whatever. You know, just being honest with those things. But now to hear you, like in your progression, you know what I mean. There's been several times when I shout you outside, like, "Hey, man, you know, it's good to hear you talking the way that you're talking." Whatever, you know what I mean? But now it just like continues to progress, you know what I mean? And so when you got done speaking this time, I just needed a moment, you know, I didn't have no feedback for you because I'm like, are these words coming out of his mouth?
Yeah. Beautiful,
so,
man.
You know, I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you. Family is huge, you know what I mean? Like I'm reunited with my family and, you know, I got 2 of my boys living with me and like, I understand, you know what I mean? Like I understand.
Wow.
So much love, much appreciation for the road that you're on. Keep it up, man. You keep on adding to your tools. You're gonna be a bad man with jam.
Yeah, you got all the moves a man likes. Go ahead.
Well, as I noticed, I read the scripture here about being in love. Well, I just discovered the love that I have. I fell in love with being a father.
Wow.
I'm gonna take. I'm considering taking the next step, pursuing full custody of my child. Because Shalom had brought it to my attention very sad before. She said, "Danny, when I grow up, I want to come and live with you."
Wow.
That's sucking in me. So I kind of got a sense of discrepancy from the mama. She said, the kid called and told me she was hungry. I said, hungry? As a child, my mama never neglected me of food. So the mama somewhat voiced her opinion about having a problem with feeding. Shut up. I was offended by that. So, lo and behold, I always said to myself, when I ever get in the right place of living quarters, more space, I'm going to pursue my child. So now I got a 2-bedroom apartment on the lake, not the bread, not the water. So I got the opportunity to do it. She got all the recreation in the world. They got the swimming pool, they got the weight room, they got the sauna, they got the playground, they got the works. Well, I'm going off the lake. Not the regular, off the lake. But,
you got to pay your rent there.
I got it. But I'm going
to you got to pay your rent. Off the lake. Everybody do like this. Say, pay your rent. Off the lake.
It's really sad.
Boy.
But
blame it on the boogie.
Now that I got the space.
Yep. Good.
Because I don't, some things that's going on in that environment. She says some language to me, some things that's taking place over there. Some swearing, and some smoking, and some language, and all this is totally different in my presence.
Yeah.
You know, I've changed her language. She said, "Pardon me, excuse me." All this rub off on her from my presence. So I want more of my presence to rub off on her. So now I got the 2-bedroom place. I'm gonna pull it.
Well, give me some love right there. Because to be honest with you, I'm just giving you some feedback. She's the only one who I could say you've shown absolute love for. But she's worth it.
Thank you.
We do the daddy-daughter dance sometime. I think Charlotte's been there now 3 times, 3 years in a row. And so I get a chance to kind of watch her go and look at that pretty smile, and she got a sweet disposition. She deserves the best. And so you have to up here, you have to make the necessary changes to be able to provide that life for her. At some point, you in your 40s. At some point,
40s.
Yeah. That you? Oh, you passed? Wait a minute. I didn't want to say nothing. I don't want to say nothing. But at so now when you get into your 50s,
by the lake,
pay your rent. Yeah. Then Marvin ain't got nothing to do with you not paying your rent. Don't be up here lying on Marvin. Yeah, I know that. I'm just telling you the truth. Pay your rent. Come on. Yeah. But by the lake, all the amenities, pool in the side, playroom over here. Pay your rent. All right. But look. What I want to share with you is this is all love. I like to. I want to see pop guys get to that next level. That is an important thing for me. It's worth sharing this just because of what he's sharing. You know, I had. You know, my dad. He never messed with me. You know, and he lived down the block. You know, he just wouldn't mess with me. And you know, I'm like, after a while, you just kind of be playing him off, like bump you, man. You know, whatever. You know, then once in a while he might drive up on me. I'm like, Negro, get out of here. You're driving up on me like you know me. You know, but as I had animosity, and it was in my 40s until I met a man a brilliant man who I could just attach myself to, and he did me. And just nurtured me in a way. He put the finishing touches. Dr. Joseph L. White. If you ever go look him up, he's the father of African American psychology, a bad mama jam. And he is the one who really nurtured me on through the last part, showed me how to love your wife, and showed me how to reach back for your children, and talk to me about what does it mean to be a quality individual. Anyway, I'm saying that to say, in here, many of you all are like me and had no relationship with a father, or, you know, even now, maybe even now you don't have it, or the relationship was so ugly that you hate to even think about it. So, you know, we have had to do some things. I have had to do some things. You know, we have co-signed for people to get an apartment, get a car, you know, all kind of stuff, you know. I co-signed for Tony to get the apartment on the lake. Look, watch it. Tony had been inconsistent and poor about his work habits. I could judge that, but I choose to look at the things about him that are quality. Now, he could work, but I just think that he lost a vision for what to be working for. But see how he sounds about this place? It gives him this thing that you need. See, to stay on the lake, you can't miss no licks. Right. I told the people, I say, if he even 1 month behind, look at me when I'm talking. If he's even 1 month behind, you need to call me. Right? Because if he 1 month behind and he don't have no plan to give people all their money, somebody say all their money. On the lake. Yep, I'm gonna fade him and put him out. This is how it's gonna go down. I'm just telling you in front of everybody, because I don't want to be keeping no secret. And later on, see how he said Marvin got us thinking some kind of way. I'm taking away his ability to blame me for him not being on the lake. If you get busy, do like you're supposed to, not talking but doing, right? Not fronting but being. That's two different things. I'm just telling you the truth, and I'm talking to everybody. I'm directing it towards you, but I'm talking to everybody in here. You can't be fronting all the time. A front is okay in its place, but if there's no substance, what you're fronting about is going to fall down. And I'm betting look here. I'm betting on you. Thank you. Because I believe you just need a chance. Somebody say this: I am not going to miss my shot. I am not going to miss my shot.
I'm gonna miss my shot.
Yeah, say it louder than that. I am not.
I am not. I am
going to
not.
miss my shot.
Going to miss my shot.
Now it's out there good. It's out there now, you know. Right? We connected in this way, and this man is getting ready to move on to a nice place where they have, it's a quality place with quality people, and he's one of the quality individuals that live there. Come on. On the lake.
And I got more good news on top of that. Tomorrow I called 2 men in a truck. Lo and behold, the gentleman by the name of Charles took a liking to me on the phone. He said, man, be in my office tomorrow at 2 o'clock and we're going to subject you to being on the crew, helping move furniture.
Come on, give him a hand. So this, You got to stay there. Just stay there, Tony. Don't move. Stay there for a year. Do the job. You know what I mean? Keep yourself living like a king.
Thank you for the inspiration.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dave.
I think that
Say your name so everybody know you.
Dave. I think one thing I think in life for some of us is sometimes we just need that one person.
No. Sometimes
I just need that one person to just to just get in hand is just here. That's that blessing. Just that one edge of goodness.
Yes.
Because we could all hear no everywhere.
Right.
And then somebody give you that chance.
Yeah.
Or gives me that chance.
Right.
You take it and you go get that bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my cousin does that for me sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, he don't know. I don't say nothing. Know it is what it is. But we're along the same lines. Like he knows me. So
Sure.
But sometimes it's like that one edge is just that. And I got other friends, you know, helping get jobs and all this other stuff. And like sometimes that's all you needed.
Yeah.
And also next thing you know, you're staying at it because that person somebody gave you a chance.
That's it, man. That's it.
You run. A lot of people run with it.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I had an apartment, car, everything on my own.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Come on. Go ahead, yo. Don't stop. Come on, man.
That's all. I know that's for sure. Maybe that might be good for him. You know, maybe that's unknowing. Sometimes a lot of it's subconsciously.
That's true. That's true. And you're trying to get out from under something, but it just seemed like it never happened. Yeah. And you get frustrated with where you at because you know you belong someplace else, but it just don't never come.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? And then you be thinking, man, how am I going to get out of this? You know? And then, you know, that's what I'm saying to you, that, you know, we got to be, this is what I believe. We are the help that we have been waiting for. Nobody else is coming, right? Somebody said that I am the help that I've been waiting for. Nobody else is coming. One more time. We are the help that we have been waiting for. Nobody else is coming.
Nobody else is coming.
That's some love right there.
I think you drive that home and that theory that you said about the light, that one match in the room.
Yeah.
You could have been that match.
Amen.
You sparked this whole.
Amen.
Thank you, brother.
Amen.
Good feedback. I appreciate it, brother.
Come on. And so congratulations on your job. Give Tony another hand. He need a good. Somebody else. This we're talking about what are we grateful for, and then and tie that into the reading if you can. But what are we grateful for? Because there's a lot of things to complain about around in this world right now. But what are we grateful for? Somebody else go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to you, Franco. Go ahead.
Okay, Dr. Webb, Pop Guy. I looking at this first. What am I grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
The list is so long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just start with God allowing me to open my eyes this morning. Something that I was not able to do on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
With that come all the other attachments of life, love, joy, peace. And a lot of that, when I listen to Chris, and I listen, what's your name, brother? T.A. When I listen to both of these men, and even, Franco, when you said that you couldn't respond right away to Chris because it was amazing to hear how he was talking, is that I heard Chris say, I found my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And in finding my purpose, I found who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
For many years, I lived for others, just straddling to get by, not knowing that I wasn't me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in the overall scheme of things, finding my purpose, understanding when the day I was born, the two important things Dr. Price said years ago, Brother Shane and I was talking about that this morning. Two very important events in my life, the day I was born and the day I found my purpose. It wasn't until I got in my 40s, late 40s, early 50s, that it all began to click for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, it's my priorities, my identity, being content, my purpose, being a quality individual.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things to me says that I'm lovable, valuable, powerful, and important. And I didn't understand that concept in that form until years later.
Wow.
But now with this, it says about being what about feeling nurtured, supported, and protected? Most of my younger life, I may have had family that was in the church, but there was a lot of behind the scene chaos going on.
Right.
So there was no nurturing. To the outward eye it was, but on the inside,
wow,
there was a lot of brokenness. Wow. You see? It gave the appearance that we were supported, being supported in the church, being supported in the community, but behind the scenes, there was a lot of brokenness, a lot of chaos. And in some sense, I didn't really feel protected.
Yes.
You see?
My Lord.
But somewhere along the line, by and by, I found out who I really was. And I began to feel good about it. Come on, girl. See, I wasn't looking for accolades or recognition from others. I needed to find that within me. Yeah. And once I was able to find that and connect those dots within me, then I go into my priorities. What are my priorities? Well, my identity, being sure who I was, being content. But I couldn't get content until my purpose lined up with my priorities. And then being a quality individual. It's really nice when people can depend on, I chose talking to Willie when I first came home, and I told him, I said, people all over the prison system. You mentioned Willie Lord's name.
Yeah.
This man recognition, not in the past life, in the present.
Sure.
They have so much love and respect for this man because he's taken his talents and his gift and have trained and worked with so many to help change the trajectory of their life. Yeah. And that was the first thing I told him, and I just grabbed him and hugged him.
Wow. Wow.
So it's just that we all have that. I had it, but I didn't know it until maybe 7 years ago.
Wow.
When Dr. Price came in and she says, there are two very important things that are going to shape your life. And that's the day that you were born and the day that you find your purpose.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Wow. Somebody hit right behind there. Go ahead.
Well, for me, I was thinking, there's so many things I have to be grateful for. I was thinking about a woman, and then I was thinking about, but you know what? What I want to say is that, what I'm grateful for is my clarity of focus. And because everything wouldn't be possible if I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so convinced on the kind of life I want to live that it's not a struggle for me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
That's an excellent point.
But
wait, we got to stop there. Because that was deep. What he was saying was, I've gotten so clear about the kind of life I want that it's easy for me now to manage this speed. Right? So like you've been going 40, but now all of a sudden you said, no, I can do 70. And now 70 is easy for me now. It's not a struggle. Hold up. Go ahead, Will. Go back.
And
I'll come to you.
And it's not that I take it for granted. It's just it's easier for me. Now I come here and then I see my past self reflected in some of my younger brothers who are just now beginning their journey. And I see some of them struggling. And it reminds me how hard it was way back when. You know what I'm saying? And so it just makes me that much more grateful though, where I'm at now.
Right. Right. Ooh,
yeah, that's it.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead, Tony.
I got a quick feedback. You spoke on some on the bulletin a little while back when you shared about 3 different scenarios. You talked about struggling and how you can. It was 5 scenarios that you used, that you interpreted struggling, and you interpreted how people allow themselves to struggle. How he just interpreted how he defeated the aspect of struggling in life. And I like that. That was some good feedback from me, because I feel like I'm coming from under the yoke of the struggle myself because of the bondage that I've been in under the last 4 years under the jurisdiction to what I've been living. It's been like a incarceration, kind of like, it's like that the walls is closing in on me. So each time that I come back, I'm expecting to see something, a note, a letter, some type of warning, some type of something that I was expecting to. I'm paranoid to every time I come back to this apartment. So I'm expecting to see something. So it got me in a position to like I was in prison, to when you come up, you say you see a kite, and the caseworker or the CO or someone, you got LOP, and I started feeling that way on the outs. I was incarcerated on the outs. So now the struggle has been lifted, you know, and I can relate to what you said.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. That's good.
And I thank you. I'd love to get in with grateful. One thing, if I'm on, can I get up on the topic?
Yeah, but before you do that, I'm gonna have to give you some feedback there.
Come on.
Because one of the reasons why you feel that way is because you let yourself down, and you don't want to face somehow your role in it. And I can't allow you to sit there and not hear the truth, Tony, not your interpretation of it. The truth is you failed to pay your rent on time. And when you failed, they responded. Now, into every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Listen to this: cause, effect, cause. I want you to say this with me: cause, effect, cause. Right. So there was a cause. Whatever he did with his money, Tony always getting money. That's not the question. But he did something else with it. I need you to hear this. That had an effect. Now then the effect, he didn't care for how they did it. You don't get to choose how they do it. They just did it how they did it. And then that brought on a different effect. Now he's talking or describing the effect where he took it on as to be more like incarceration than a small 1-bedroom apartment on Penn. That's really all it is. And somebody else is living in that building and they're doing fine. Somebody can take your situation who is focused on what they want to do, take your same woman, your same car, and everything else and make it work. But you have to mess around and figure out, and this is what we're talking about tonight, how are you going to be your best help? And this is what you're going to have to figure out now. And I want everybody to be involved in this. I don't want it to be a secret. I want you to know Tony Campbell is going to live on the lake if he pays his rent. And the if is got everything to do with his behavior. What you do with your money, right? And I want to say one more thing about that. And I'm talking to people who are on the line. Oh, there goes James Reason. I love him. Watch this. Don't be mad. I'm just loving you. Watch this. Sometimes when we came from the street, David, you need to listen to this too. When you come from the street, but then you start working for money. Sometimes, somebody say sometimes. Sometimes you'll spend the money like you were still in the street. Even though when you're living this kind of life, it requires something different over here. You can't pop the same corn that you was popping back then. You keep thinking you're going to get some more money quick because that's how street people think. I'm going to come up, say, come up. Yeah, well, see, this is what I think Will was saying. I lived as a bottom feeder. Somebody say bottom feeder. A bottom feeder is what is a fish that only swims on the very bottom. and he lives his life on eating the feces, the leftovers from the other fish. Most fish don't eat bottom feeders because they're all full of crap. I want to say another word. And so they live long lives, but they ain't got nothing. They live long lives, but they up there on the street corner. They live long lives, but they ain't got nothing. So I'm talking about what I used to do, I used to have it like this. Look, I'm telling you now, each one of us in here have to decide, I'm not going to feed on the bottom no more.
Thank you, Jesus.
I am valuable. I am lovable, I'm powerful, and I am important, and you have to show that to yourself first. And when you do, somebody will come into agreement with that. Wait a minute. The woman you used to have, she's used to bottom feeders. That's the only kind of guy she ever had. Look at me when I'm telling you. But when you raise yourself up, this woman right here, she can't get with that no more. Yeah. And then you got to find somebody else swimming a little bit higher. Say a little bit higher. A little higher. Yeah. She thinks highly of herself. It's not all about you. It's about her too. Right. I'm trying to help you today. Yeah. And I can tell you this. Tony is loaded with potential. This guy has got a ton of operational potential, but potential unrealized will frustrate you and cause you to drink. I'm just telling you the truth. Look at me when I'm talking. I'm telling you right here, man, this is your shot. Say my shot. My shot. I am not going to miss my shot. I am not going to miss my shot. And I want you to stop blaming other people for the things that you don't want to take responsibility for. You got to pay your bills in your apartment. You got to pay the mortgage at your house. It's the same thing. If you want to drive that car you got to pay to get it worked on. If you want to do something with the Cadillac you drive it, if you want some air conditioning, you got to pay. If you want to mess around here and get to your next level with your son, you're going to have to pay this. You got to put something in on this thing. Ain't nobody giving nothing to you, and nobody owes you jack. That's right.
So can I say something?
No. I'm on something. I'm sorry. Of course you can say something, but I just got to get this roll out. One second. Watch this. It's a mentality. Bottom feeding is a mentality. Listen to this. Listen. And you don't realize it. David, look here. And you break yourself. Not really realizing. Look, let me reach in my pocket here. What's some money? Look. Wait a minute. No. Oh, you go. Wait a minute. I got some money. Look right here. Look. But look, this might be the same $100 bill I had. I might have had this all month. You know what I mean? Because look, I'll give you 20, but I have to think real hard about.
Say that.
I love it. If I want to give you 100, I got to do some things. Say some thinking. Right. And so look, if I want to go shopping, say shopping. People don't want to look at me. I'm talking. Some people are addicted to shopping. Wait. And so whenever they get a little money, they run and break themselves because they're actually operating in bottom feedership, and they spend the money with somebody else, believing somehow a miracle's going to happen to them in a minute. Some fresh money is getting ready to come. That's dope fiend, street level thinking. And if you want to live on the light, come on. Yeah, you can't think like that. People out there is paying their rent. They're going to welcome you when you come and look and close the door on you when you leave if you don't know how to take care of your business. I'm trying to help you in here tonight. Somebody ought to say amen to that. Go ahead.
You know, I've been thinking about this for a while. And you know, I've always thought, now, for those who don't know, Jax is my cousin. Right? And you know, I know him as what's on the back of my hand. You know, the good and the bad, right? But you know, I used to think that his struggles was he don't manage his finances well. And I'm sure he could use some improvement in that area because he's a heavy Amazon shopper and He's whatever it is, he's shopping until he drops, right? You know, but you know what? I realized though, brother, it's not that you manage your finances bad. You manage your relationships bad. See, the way we came up, it was a lot of, doggy dog type help, right? And then in the streets, we express allegiance and love a certain kind of way, and then we have a certain idea in our heads what that means. Okay? I've watched you over the years engage in your relationship. And when things don't go the way you think they should, I've watched you damage your relationship. This is why you leave job from job from job, because when someone says something that you don't like, or you see something that you don't like and rubs you the wrong way, it's easier for you to just go than to learn the tools, to cultivate the tools to be able to interact with people, even if you don't always agree with them.
Good.
I said I was going to give you this, man, because this is going to help you get all the way over the top. Because you've always, man, listen, no one knows how to get a job faster than Tony.
That's right.
I mean, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. The only one I seen come close to Scott is, right? But Tony gets a job, but he never keeps.
Okay,
right?
Now go ahead.
He gets a job, he works the job for like a week or something, and then he comes back, he called me, I really was feeling that. And so now I know he got fired when he said that.
Yeah.
I really was feeling that. Dude was talking crazy.
Yeah,
Like just always.
Good.
Even in his domestic relationships, it's the same thing with his women.
Mm-hmm.
This here, brother, this here is where is where you got to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You got to be able to to stick in there and deal with people. You just have to learn how to better interact with people and manage your emotions.
Yes.
And appreciate their opinions, even if you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. No, don't say nothing. Tony, I want you to listen. Don't say nothing, but I'm coming to you. That was excellent. But this is the graduation piece between street and working. Tony is very articulate. He has the verbal skills, but doesn't have the willingness to use those skills in the workplace. You can't hit it the workplace like it's street. It's not. You people ain't, you mad, you ready to bust somebody in the head. It's not that. It's the work. It's the job. So that you have to make the adjustment. I'm not doing that anymore. And as soon as the person figures out that he or she can't push your button there, they're going about their business and find somebody else. Right? But you're the one without the job, and you're the one that can't pay your bills, this and that. I ain't just talking to him, but I'm talking to everybody. You have to get to the next level. So the operational next level. Say operational. Next level.
Next level.
Yeah, it's critical. Now, nobody could be more empowered with conversation than Tony, but then he won't use that and get the feelings, the emotion. You get your feelings hurt, right? He a big dude. You get his feelings hurt. Huh? Look. He said, look, and then just say, look, I'm out of here. I'm out of you. But dear God, isn't that how we all have been? Isn't that how we all have been? So, I want to keep moving it around. We're going to come back to you. Go ahead, son.
Okay. Well, I'll touch back on the reading.
Hey, James, I see you, man. I'm coming to you.
So when I have to touch on the reading before I get back to what I'm grateful for. So when I read it and when like my own interpretation of this, it starts off, when was the last time I was in love, really in love? Do I remember feeling silly? It touches on to just all kinds of different feelings of like a love for somebody else, And I read this, and at first glance, it's about a love for somebody else, and then I have to ask myself, do I remember when I started to love myself, and there wasn't the giddy feelings, it was a lot of pain, it was a lot of tears, and it was a lot of loneliness, it's not the same feeling as, what is giggling and grinning and rustling your hair around and everything that, and I can't tell you like a specific day, like with relationships, you mark a day, like this is the day I fell for you, I remember you, but it was a lot of, experience, like going back to my experiences, most of them traumatic, a lot of baggage in my history, ever since I was this big to when I was this big, So going back, I think about it, and I think about my own experience, I think about my own experience with love for somebody else, and at the end of this, it says, well then, why don't you think children don't know when they're in love? And it's easy for me because I only have my experience. And, with that experience, some of it comes with jadedness. And so I say to myself, well, they don't know what love is because they don't know what they're getting themselves into. Now, touching on love for somebody else, that was that. But touching on love for myself, now that I begin to understand love for myself, my hope for people who, seem to be lost in life is that they will be able to learn how to love themselves, because that is the one true thing that nobody can ever take away from you. And if I ever stray away from love in my thoughts, in my words, or in my deeds, then I'm the only one who will, suffer. And so diligently, ultimately there's a ripple effect past that, but diligently, if I don't monitor the thoughts that I'm thinking, because there's nobody else in my head, there's nobody else to say, hey, stop thinking that, you know what I mean? If I don't take that responsibility and monitor those thoughts, then I don't monitor my words, and then I don't care about what I'm doing. And when I don't care about what I'm doing, I don't care about anybody else. And that puts me back into all of those experiences of, trauma, you know what I mean? Things that I experienced in growing up. So what this opens me up to, and what I'm grateful for, is like the continued amount of learning that takes place, almost daily with me. Something always opens up my eyes. Something always opens up my eyes to what is next, and like I'm like that. Okay, from a spiritual standpoint, it's being in the faith. You know what I mean? Like in the faith, those things are going to present themselves to me when I'm ready to hear them, when I'm ready to see them, and when I'm ready to experience them. And sometimes I still only think in my perspective, what it was like when I was giggling, what it was like when this whole message right here, about falling in love, for another person. Sometimes I get stuck in my own perspective, but with that diligence of, feeding myself self-love instead of self-hate, these revelations happen, you know what I mean? Like, what opens up my eyes to that even more, I just celebrated my son's 18th birthday, and I've been having I've been having like a tough time dealing with him as far as like school and stuff, like, and he, some of his things were saying, oh, I'm only going to finish school because you want me to, and I'm wondering, where's the hope for you, you know what I mean? Like, when is this going to be born inside of you, But we celebrated his 18th birthday, and I went around the room and I asked everybody to just share a memory that they had with him, his brothers, other family members, whatever. And when it got to me, I shared the entire growing up with my stages of fatherhood. When I first had my son, I was so excited and I was so in love, and I was working and I was doing this and I was doing that, but I had a street background prior to that. I had got certified at 17, and I got out, and I had a kid at 20, and I was in love with his mom, etc. And when I felt like my heart was broken in that love, I reverted back to the street, you know, and I told him that. I told him, you know, I picked up those same habits that I had before you were even born, you know. And as a result, yeah, my vision for raising you was that you were going to be just like me, and so I raised you cold and callously instead of in love, you know. And then I fast forwarded through time about where I am today.
Right.
And,
Right. Go ahead. He listened, and you know, he sees what I'm doing today. Right.
And you know, without words, when nobody else was around, he turned to me and he said, "Thank you."
Wow. Won't saves. I just, you know, while he was talking, he was long-winded there, but he had something to say, and I knew we had to get that out of there. Wow. See, they had to get that out of there. And watch this. When we were sitting there in Lino Lakes, I could tell you, I was praying for this day. Wow. When that stuff could come out. No hiding, no pretending. Just laying it out there. And then here, right this second, he got a lot of that stuff out. That bottom feeding. Woo, give him some more love than that. Children will do some of what you say. And all of what they see you do. And if you turning corners, they're gonna turn some corners too. You get it? So right now, I'm gonna tell you this. Just drop it. Before he came into himself, his son is on the penitentiary track. Somebody say now. Now is a preposition. But now look, he's changing the trajectory because you got something to see now. That's right. You can get it if you can see it. And us men, we're so attracted by that. We're so guided by what we see. If we see somebody else getting high, don't look like it. Come on now. So powerful testimony. I seen some of the pictures from the party, and I could see his son's face. He was content. He had peace. There's still a lot of work ahead, but you're moving it in the right direction, brother, and that's a beautiful thing. Give him some more love. Jory, I'm gonna let you go. I know somebody else wanted to jump in, but Jory, the question on the table, on the floor tonight is, what do you have to be grateful for?
I'm grateful to just be alive now.
And why do you say that, son?
Because I risked my life for a long time and easily died.
Keep talking.
I relapsed 2 months ago, and now today I got 12 days after today.
Come on now.
I hit it hard. I stopped. I kind of felt like I could get away with it because parole agent coming around. This just seemed like the perfect relapse time. Thought it was gonna make me feel better, and
Right.
Didn't do my drug of choice.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but you get no credit for that. But look, hey Dex, how you doing, son? You get your chair. You all right? Jory, I'm gonna tell you something now. I'm talking to Jory, but really to everybody. This was a lesson that we talked about a few weeks ago, and it's on the board. The message was, ask Wayne to find a message about self-hate, the one we had printed up special. the most powerful message I've gotten out of the acts of faith, all of them are powerful and appropriate, but there's one that just has done something to me. And it triggered the message on the board relevant to what Joy is experiencing right now. See, I believe that when you mess around here, Chris, you made it back so far, you're ready to pass out. Watch this quickly. I'm just going to remind you of this. Real quick. Watch this. The message is about this. What does that say? Self-hate. Now, you know, self-hate is when a lot of stuff like Moses was talking about is down there somewhere buried, but it doesn't come up, right? And you got to find something to bring it up. Read it out, son. It's up here. Yeah, go ahead. Read it.
Is a form of mental slavery that results in poverty, ignorance, and crime.
Okay. Somebody read it again, and then repeat after him. Go.
Self-hate is a form of mental slavery that results in poverty, ignorance, and crime.
See, self-hate. See, this is secretly self-hate will release you to a life of no boundaries. And see, this is what happened to Joy. Now, Joy just got through like EX did for Tony. Joy blamed his reason for using on COVID and no parole officer.
Got to be more careful.
Look. Nothing could be further from the truth. And you know, this is what Joy, by him being away from us for a while, he could say something like that in some other setting, but in this setting, you're gonna get some feedback on that, because the truth of the matter is, somehow you still wasn't through with your self-hate. He reconnected with his son. I've seen him do it. The son looked just like him. He was making his father proud. He had got him a nice place. But something about Jory is still operating in self-hate. And the question for Jory is, what is it that you hate about yourself that would cause you to operate with no boundaries? No boundaries would then run you to the penitentiary, or it flips the word streets backwards. You get flipped out. He was flipped. I'm saying flip. Right. And look, before he got flipped, we was up here sending out messages, calling him. Something was telling me, Joey, he ain't all right. I don't know what it was. Something was telling me we need to get Tier. I'll bring Tier in here or Wayne. We was all today. Now call Joey. Call something. We haven't seen Joey. He fell off from the group. He disconnected himself from the group. This is why he disconnected himself. He was in shame. Right. Give him a hand for coming back tonight. Come on now. He was here 2 or 3 weeks ago with a young lady. He wasn't all right then. But it was just so good to have him here. It was just so good to see your face. But he still wasn't back to himself. And you hear him saying now, he's only got 12 days of sobriety. But that's 12 days is better than 2. Or not. Come on now. Praise. But this whole idea of boundaries is critical to what Will talked about earlier, which was focus. Focus. It's impossible for you to have focus. Say it loud. Focus if you have no boundaries.
No boundaries.
It's impossible for me.
It's impossible for me
to have any focus. If I have no boundaries. I am living in self-hate. That's just it. That's word. Now the question becomes, do you hate self well enough to give it over to the dark side? To inject, drink, smoke, pop, whatever else, not on some marginal level, but I mean, like he said, I went off the deep end. Did you hear him say that?
Yes.
I'm so glad that he came back from the deep end, because we love Joy here. I love him, and I'm going to tell you something else. Don't be mad at me. I put a whole lot of work in on you, boy, and I ain't put the work in on you for you to walk around and self-hate like it was all about you. That selfishness is a type of privilege that you don't really have coming. I don't want to hear that.
Come on. Amen.
Look, as pop guys and women, there's some things that we struggle with when we are unparented, Now, if you have none of those things, and if I had more blackboard, I would write the opposite. You might have been unparented, but then you so when you pour it in on your son, then the oil comes on you. I'm gonna say it again because you think I'm tricking you. I ain't got no tricks, baby. You want the oil on you. The oil is fresh. Fresh. Look here, here's how you get fresh oil. Pour what you got on somebody else. That's right. That's why the scripture says, give, and it shall be given back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, shall men give into your bosom. Because giving defeats self-hate. Wait. I'm not trying to trick you. It's hard for you to be a giver when you live in self-hate because you do everything for yourself. But I'm gonna tell you now, this is Joy's question, but maybe a question for somebody else. What is it about yourself that is causing you to operate in hate? Good or friends of what's your name? Steve. Steve, just making sense to you, Steve? Yes, sir. Steve, yes, give Steve a hand. He's a in spite of what happened, Joy, you let down your boundary, but you still have power. You still have power. Lord says, my power is my ability to think a new positive thought, to write a new positive book, and take a new positive action step. That's power. Saying, I'm not going to have it like this way. You should check that screen so you guys can see on your side. We're still working on that issue. Did anybody get anything? Give Joy a hand. That was hard feedback. That's hard feedback. I'm sorry I didn't turn the screen around. That was hard feedback. But I love him enough to spend some time on him. Stop. Don't put them away. Stop. Leave it alone. Nothing important. This is Joy Necker right here. Man. Joy, what year did we meet?
2014.
2014. No, it was earlier than that, brother.
I think it was right around the same time.
865.
2013.
I was in Stillwater 2012.
You know who's Jeff? What's Jeff's last name? I was coming home from Lionel. Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff. Jeffrey. It's your guy, Jeffrey. It was in Fairbo with you. Jeffrey. He was a student teacher there. What's Jeffrey's last name? He wants to come to the Popeyes. Yeah. I can't think of his name. If I could call his last name. He's trying to come here, trying to come to the Popeyes. Lonnie McKinney trying to come to the Popeyes. Roger Ellis is coming to the Popeyes. Roger Ellis is coming to the Popeyes. Huh? Roger Ellis is coming to the Popeyes. He's coming to the Popeyes. Yeah.
I'm just saying it because I've been knowing Roger Ellis.
Right, from Chicago.
He got it right.
Finally, man. He finally
got it right.
Finally.
Because Roger Ellis, he was
Right.
He was,
We
he got it right. He got it right.
Wow. Roger coming, Lonnie coming. You know, Lonnie, big Lonnie. You know, they got, so look, we've been out for a year. Still, the guys is writing left and right saying, man, Pop, can I come to the park? And that makes me feel some kind of way, Will. I just appreciate what we had the opportunity to do. Now, Mr. Steve right here, we don't know Steve, but Steve, we want you to give us some feedback on anything that you heard right here. You don't have to be wrong or right or wrong about nothing, just your feedback.
I really like what you said about power there. I really like just the fact that it really is a choice to put yourself in that mindset. Empower yourself to take that next right action.
That's right. That's right. Listen to Steve over here. He came out of that mask with a little something, didn't he? Give him a hand. All right. So for a quick minute, I want to just holler at James Reeves. James, you all right? What's happening? Give us a quick update on how you're doing. Okay. Nope. Let me try it here.
There we go.
Okay.
Is it coming through now?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I had muted because of his family here and some of the background. But anyway, just trying to keep everything on whatever benchmark that it is, with this whole retirement thing, the way they hold a person, when I say they, it's this government and these medical plans and all that, they holding everybody accountable to get signed up on time, make these selections, and I'm in that gap now.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm dealing with getting it all straight,
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, without trying to, have any sort of leverage of fees against me that is unnecessary and all that.
Right.
Other than that, my daughter has been furloughed for a while now, so I've been like spending most days with her here at home. We find something to do one way or another.
Right.
And on the weekends, I've been playing in the Salvation Army band with Jason.
Yeah. Tell him we send our love to him. Jason Day. Somebody y'all know
Yeah.
Jason.
So he landed. He's actually been hired by Salvation Army on a part-time basis now. So he's the music director there.
But he keeps his full-time job.
Yeah, he's still got that happening too.
So
good. He's humping.
Good.
Between and then the weather. That other job is predominantly outside. So by the time it was the early morning where it was like so hot, but now it heats up by afternoon. So, and he's got a full day of that every day. Good. And then we get some some sort of music, about 6 songs that we can cover every Sunday. We rehearse on Saturday, play on Sunday, and it's cool.
What time do y'all play on Sunday?
On Sunday, the service starts at 10:30.
Is that right over here by us on Broadway?
No, that's the one on Lindale and Broadway. You're talking about the one where the services are at is called Harbor Lights. It's down on Curry.
Oh, okay.
Right across from that big parking facility.
Yeah. 1010 Curry. Well, Dr. Webb wants to connect with Jason.
Hey, cool.
Dr. Webb wants to connect with Jason and do some playing. They played together. Was that in Faribault?
It was at Stillwater.
Stillwater, they played together, so he wanted to get together and play with him. And James, you're looking good. So you feeling all right?
Yeah, it's going pretty swell, man. All these treatment plans, it ain't nothing like the life I had before, but it's the best. It's the close to it, the side effects and things, that's stuff that I have to deal with and discuss with the doctors and all that of whatever treatment plan or medication it is. So I'm still going through some of that, but hey, I'm on the right side of the dirt, still moving around real good.
Woo, brother, I feel you. Give him some love. Yeah. I'm gonna come, James. I'm gonna come back to you. I just wanted to hear something from you, and then we'll talk some more this week about what we talked about last week. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's.
I want to read this again to you. Self-hate. Say self-hate.
Self-hate
is a form of mental slavery that results in poverty, ignorance, and crime. Yeah. What an amazing sentence. For me, is one of the most impactful sentences I have ever read in my life. There is only scripture that where I've, or the Quran or some other old ancient book that has the power in it that this sentence had.
Let me get a copy of that.
Oh, absolutely. But it's your turn for feedback, so let's go. What you got, Joey Nika?
Well, it definitely have self-hatred, and I've experienced not having it for a brief period of time, and I want to be back there.
Yeah.
I recognize that I want to be free, and I want to have some peace in my life. I ain't got no room for that.
That's good. Remember, right here, when this is some years ago, look, Joy was sitting right here, and his son was sitting right here, and side by side, they looked just like it was the same person. And Joy's son, he was proud to be sitting with his father. Joy's son is a college graduate and is in the professional world doing some pretty important stuff. But I know that you want to hold up your part of that bargain. And, you know, so do I, man. So do all of us in here. Steve, do you have kids?
Yes, sir.
How many children do you have?
I think 5 right now.
You think it's 5?
Yeah,
It could be 7, and the police are looking for. Give Steve a hand for that 5. You think?
I've never heard that one before.
I seen that big girl down the street looking for him. She looked pregnant too. I don't know what happened. Steve, a midnight mover. Look like, you know, we got a couple of old midnight movers in here. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, so he's in the right place anyway. You know what I mean? Shoot. He's going for Chris's record there. You know, Chris won. But I tell you what, ain't it just good? Don't it feel good just to be together and talk about something important? Yeah. See, you could be thinking about what you could be doing with your time. Ain't nothing more important than this because you're getting fed. It says man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of himself. And you're getting a little bit of it in here, a little bit. Yeah, you're a little bit anyway. Come on. Now watch this. I just want to talk real quick about this word poverty. Say poverty. Because I think that sometimes in the context of the word poverty, we always thinking it means money. It does, you know, finances are critical. Watch this. But attitude will trump finances and get you paid in the end. Attitude. Say attitude. Attitude. Okay. Attitude. Now we got a few guys who work over at Second Chance. You know, Second Chance is a starter job. Larry's over there. But let me tell you, some of the people, and Larry and Tierra and I have given Larry and others advice, information, suggestion on how to behave in the workplace. I want you to listen to this. Your job is really your woman. And your job will take as good care of you as you take care of yourself. If you're operating in self-hate, the job will antagonize you. When you operate in a measure of self-love, which lacks poverty, then the job will bless you. And people on the job will love to have you around. Your smile will be a welcome one. Your presence will be appreciated. And they will elevate you to a place of more money, more finances than the next person who comes in there with no boundaries and self-hatred. Now, just give you an idea. Larry went in there with a great attitude. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm just putting you out there. Larry went in there with a great attitude. You remember when Larry was on the other side? I don't hear nobody. I've been with him. I remember when the boy was on the other side. I couldn't hardly get a hold of him. You know, he was getting spooky. Watch this. But Larry messed around here, went over to that job. Hey, Antonio, I see you. Larry went over to that job. Second chance. Second chance. Say second chance. Everybody over there's got a record, you know. I kind of love that in a way because it evens the playing field. Even some of the staff got, felt it. You know what I mean? But see, some people will come over to second chance and bring that street mentality. And so they're not really connecting with the fact that this is a second chance. Some people at second chance selling weed. You know what I mean? Some people at second chance trying to sell cocaine. I hear cocaine is making a comeback. Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. Some people over there at second chance saying, look, that kid knocking on the door. Knocking on the door. On the penitentiary. They're already at the second chance place. Your agent knows where you are and you got dope in the job site. It's because you're a bottom feeder. And they're just swimming around there eating that doo-doo. That's what a bottom feeder does. And he believes he's getting over.
Yep.
He's waiting around on you to get your second chance check. You know, on your card, you get a card with a check on it. Oh, I'm trying to help somebody. In this new day, this new world we live in, now sometimes they don't even give you no check. You get a card. And then the card is loaded with your paper on it. Ooh, I don't hear nobody in here. Somebody ought to be clapping because I'm teaching right. Yeah. But see, look, they give you a card with your check, and then the dope man who works right with you at second chance, listen to this, will drive you to the bank so he can get his money. Yep. And you in the bathroom in second chance, snorting dope and smoking weed. Think about the absurdity of that. And not only that, you can't care who sees you. So that would be you don't have any. That's how you know you're operating in self-hatred. There's some people in this room. Look at this. Look at this. Wait a minute. And watch this now. Don't. I'm going off on a little tangent here, just a little bit. You know, people cussing, calling each other all out their name like it was in the penitentiary. Now, I'm gonna just tell you something. If I worked for Second Chance, in 90 days or less, you would not hear a cuss word no place in the building. I'm talking about in the building. And if somebody did, they would hurry up and say, I'm sorry. And it's not because I got a stick this big. It's because when I talk with you, I'm going to talk with you like a man making good sense. And if you talk back to me like a man making no sense, I'm going to remind you of how ridiculous you sound. And hold you up to a higher standard. Say a higher standard. Higher standard. The man to a high standard, he will try to live up to it. Come on now. But if you don't set any standard, that man will have no boundaries. Say no boundaries. No boundaries. And then he would talk. They would talk street talk, act like street people, because staff is not equipped with what's necessary to bring out of you what was really inside of you in the first place. And that's why the name Second Chance doesn't resonate for everybody, because they don't really know how to give you a second chance. They can present the opportunity, but you got to take the second chance for yourself. I'll go back to Will's comment. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Will said, I would never credit prison for rehabilitating me. I rehabilitated myself. Period. To do that in prison, you have to have a boundary. That means with old boy and them, I don't care who it is, Ray and them, Crips and them, Bloods and them, everybody in them. So in them. Yeah, everybody coming. They holler, hey. After a while, when you hold your ground, I don't even bring that to you.
That's right. Say that.
Say after a while.
After a while.
Wow.
Listen, man, you know what? I could not, I don't know what I would do with a female around me who cussed like a sailor. Right? I mean, I'm saying that, and I'm not saying I'm just a guy right from the neighborhood. It's just like, but you know, if you want to roll with me, you're going to need to get that out of your mouth. With the quickness. And if you give a woman a standard, she will try to live up to it. Because secretly, she has been praying for somebody to come along who would treat her like she secretly wants to be treated. Oh, yeah. But she has come to now believe that all you really want from her in the first place is sex. Right? And then if she doesn't give what she knows you want, then she feels like she's not doing the job that she's supposed to be doing. Because she has become a bottom feeder now. Oh, you know, ooh. She's a bottom feeder now. She look good in them clothes, but she under them clothes, she ain't got nothing going on. And you can't chase Bootylicious down the street if she don't have nothing on her mind. And if she don't have nothing on your mind and you decide that you're gonna make a mission out of it, then you gotta buck up and give her something to rise up to. Say, oh baby, we can't go out like that. No. You can't do that. And what you talking about? I'm fine like this. I'm saying, no, well, not with me now. Right. Say standard.
Standard.
Right. I'm talking about poverty right there. Say poverty.
Poverty.
Ooh, man. Look, Steve came to the right place. I'm talking about poverty, Steve. Poverty of spirit. When your spirit is broken. Right? When your spirit, man, has been broken. This is why, look, watch this very carefully. If your spirit, man, is broken, no matter how much money you have in your pocket, Tony, you will always spend it to match your broken spirit. I wait for all the amens tonight. And sometimes when you have a shopping addiction, what you truly have is a broken spirit. And you believe that a new one of these is going to somehow fix it. I've been there, trust me, right? Professional shopper. Look, I'm still, right? Look, I'm telling you now, if you mess around here and believe that putting on a new shirt is going to make you new, then that's a lie from hell. You got to change something. Don't move, Chris. You got to change something inside of yourself. Get up off the bottom of the ocean and stop being a bottom feeder and have some kind of a standard. Say a standard.
Standard.
Yeah, a standard that eliminates poverty mentality and poverty spirit. As long as you stay like that, you will always be riffraff. I'm away for all that. Yeah. And you really don't want to be. We've all been it. But you don't want to stay there. You don't want to stay there, Jory. Ain't no place for you. Real quick, I got to tell you something. I went to anybody getting anything out of here tonight? Are you learning anything tonight? I see Antonio over there. Antonio, what you got? Did you learn anything tonight? What you got over there? Holla at me.
Definitely. Yeah, that standard thing is resonating real hard with me. You know, I can recall definitely not having standards for a long period of time. I accepted anything, not just from other people, but from myself.
Wow.
No, I allowed myself to do whatever and tried to justify it and you know, say it's because of where I came from or what I went through and so on and so forth to do whatever I felt like I needed to do to get where I felt like I wanted to go. Until I realized and start getting those you know, bottom feeding results. That nasty taste, that nasty smell, and the people around me, I start looking and realizing these ain't the type of people I want to be around. I don't enjoy this.
Right.
And so, you know, that's when I started, you know, really just surrounding myself with a different type of people, speaking differently, thinking differently, making better choices. But it didn't come easy. It definitely didn't come easy.
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of mistakes, hurt myself a lot, you know. But it was through that hurt that I grew, you know. And no matter, you know, what I've been through or who I felt inflicted it on me, I always made it worse. I'm worse by the choices I made. I continued the pain and the trauma, you know, and further traumatize myself by continuing to live on the bottom and you know, justify it.
Well, so, let me. That's good. Give him a hand. Give him a big hand. Yeah, and you were so clear right there, Antonio. That was very clear. I appreciate the clarity of thought right there. But I was telling you about Larry Harris on his job at the Second Chance. Now, all the stuff I described to you about Second Chance, you know, we got some guys there, and sometimes some of our guys have participated in this behavior. And I'm gonna just tell you something. It's really shameful. I don't say that all the time, but just today I feel like just telling you the truth about it. I'm ashamed by that. You know, when you get a pop guy over there, you know, which means something to me. I ain't forcing it on you. You ain't got to be that way. You don't have to live like the pop life. You don't have to. But I love it when you do. You know what I mean? And it shames me. I'm just telling you the truth. It make it seem like then the work I put in, it didn't go nowhere. And I sometimes, for certain ones of you, I feel the devil. Yeah, I said it. Heckling me.
Wow.
You know, saying, yeah, you think you thought you had. You ain't doing nothing. Ooh. I rebuke him and keep on moving. I said, well, look, I'm coming right. I'm going to double back on him or her.
That's right.
But listen what I'm saying. Larry been over there at Second Chance. He ain't doing none of that. What I just described. Larry on time. Larry doing his job. Larry setting the standard. Larry's an example set over there. They look to Larry. People like Larry over there. Larry got a good attitude. 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 Do you have a good attitude like Larry have a good attitude? And watch this. Larry, they stepped to Larry. They stepped to Larry and said, Larry, would you be interested in considering another position over at our other location? Now this is out of Second Chance now. You know, they try to look, they trying to raise Larry out of poverty. It's out of poverty. Yeah, and into a whole nother location for him to continue his process. Look what I'm showing you. Not because he had all kind of money in his pocket. He came in there with very little like everybody else, but he wasn't poverty of spirit. He wasn't broken in his spirit. He wasn't bottom feeding. He's not in the bathroom smoking weed and snorting cocaine in the Second Chance job. Come on now.
I know.
And so they didn't offer Larry another position. But now here go Antonio. He the same way. He went in there with the same attitude. He been in there like just a little bit more than a month. He was up there doing whatever the job is. It's a dirty job, you know what I mean? But it's a job. They pay on time. And you can't be looking down on people that pay you on time. Sometimes you have to recognize they leasing you out for the 8 hours. That's what the assignment is. You've been leased out for the 8 hours. You don't come in there telling the employer what he's supposed to be doing. When you're leased out, if you're not a supervisor, you're supposed to knock out your job, shut up about it, and move around. Say move around.
Move around. Move around.
Antonio up here, he driving the people's truck now. He driving down the street. Somebody say Pop Guy.
Pop Guy.
I seen him the other day. I'm driving down the street and I look, I say, dang, I know that guy. I look, mess around, it was Antonio. Yeah, I don't even reference. So, dang, look at him. He rolling. I just left him in Rush City. Here he is driving down the street all past me. He was going pretty fast too. Give him a hand. I feel the Holy Ghost on me tonight. Yeah, I'm just telling you though. I came here by myself, but I'm at least 2 and maybe 3. Yep. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I love my assignment. I'm not afraid of not one. I love what they gave. He gave me this assignment, and I'm living up to it. I don't care what you say. I ain't running. You can run if you want to, but I ain't running. You know, in COVID, it's a big thing, but you can't run from it. You got to run to it. Take the opportunity, get tested, get healthy, and stay clean. That's what's up. Manage your situation. Don't be acting like you're defeated. You're not defeated. Don't be acting like a loser. You are not a loser.
No.
You got promises that are laid up for you and set aside for you, but you can't come on as a bottom feeder with your spirit all broken with a hand out, looking for somebody to give you something. Ain't nobody giving you nothing.
That's right.
Who James Brown said? Y'all don't know him. I'm going to quote the Godfather of Soul. This is what the Godfather said.
I don't want nobody
Huh.
to give me nothing.
Yeah.
Open up the
Open
door.
up the door.
Yeah.
I'll
get
give
it
you
myself.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, you thought the Godfather was dead, but he messed around and left something for us to hold on to. I mean, trying to look, you got to give me nothing. I'm going to get mine. Ooh. But when you get it, you can't trick it off like you're still in the street. If you're getting up every day going to work for some money, you can't go running out there like a trick and break yourself. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. But it's a trick to like trying to live what we used to call a square life. We say, oh, he's a square. But he had that money. He said, oh, he's a square. But he owns his own home.
Hey, I apologize, y'all. I'm scrambling.
He's a square. He's a square, but he's married and got children, and now his children are going to college. And we still calling people names, bottom feeding, operating in poverty of spirit, poverty of mind. Yeah. You can have little money, but a great attitude. Pretty quick, you're gonna have some more money.
That's right.
Now you can have a little money and a poor attitude, and things are not gonna go your way. Right? I'm just telling you the truth how this world goes. Is anybody getting anything right here tonight?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And what happens is when you go in this cycle for a long time, it becomes a form of slavery. Somebody else is always to blame. My wife told me she ran into a pop guy, Kevin Johnson, who not the piano playing Kevin, but another Kevin. And he said, "Oh, Miss Price, yeah, my woman did this, she did this, my woman did that, so and so did this, somebody did that, somebody did this, somebody did this." And she told me, she said, "I wanted to pop that boy." That's what she told me. But my wife, she's gutsy too. I'm like, but I'm just gonna tell you something. Look, man, you have to realize everything that you have been wanting to get, you have it now. But you don't appreciate what you have. You thinking that somebody else got so much more of it than you. Or the only thing they did is used it more wisely. But you won't wise up. You want to stay broke, stay as a slave. You're the slave if you spend up all your money like a trick. I'm just saying to you. You're a trick if you go out there and get broke, spending up all your money, thinking somebody's going to give you something back. You're not getting nothing. You can't do that. You can't spend up all your money. You can't do it. You got to keep on throwing something to the side. Throwing something to the side. I don't care if you just throw change to the side. Throw it to the side. Throw this to the side. Throw that to the side. So you always have something so you're not desperate. Because see, one of the things about us in this room right here, when we get desperate, we get dangerous.
Yes.
See, we done already demonstrated that when we get desperate, somebody might get hurt. I don't hear anyone in here.
Right. Amen.
And you don't never want to give yourself the opportunity to get desperate, because there's a place where you're still struggling to be better at. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
David, I'm trying to help you tonight. You getting anything? Huh? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pull you up on something greater than the chicken, and the chicken wasn't that bad. But look here. If you want to own a home, you got to first live in an apartment.
Okay.
In the apartment, you got to pay your rent.
That's right.
You pay your rent for 2 years. When you then go to own your home, the people say, oh, what have you been doing with your money? They call you landlord. The landlord say, oh yeah, he's a great bill payer. He's in 2 years he was late twice, and he always calls me to tell me when it's going to be. And the mortgage guy is saying, oh, good, put that down. His credit is building. It's not magic. You have to do your job. You don't get good credit by not doing your job. If you got a credit card, you know you had it. But you know you ran up all you start thinking that it was a game. Just stick the card in the machine, you know what I mean. If people let you get that shirt and them shoes. Am I talking to anybody in this church? But then you messing around, look, and you keep on doing it. And now the card got you. I've done it. And I had one of them cards which was like no limit. No, ain't no limit. They can just get down, right? A couple times, 2 cars went down major at one time, and 3 birthdays and a partridge in a pear tree. You know what I mean? That's all of a sudden, man. That's some thousands. Say thousands. And guess what? These people want their money.
Yeah, they want it.
Oh, they know how to get their money from you. You think you're being slick, but if you ever want to do anything that matters, they are going to get their money. Student loan. I'm just telling you, if you think you're doing something slick, go try to buy a house and you got an outstanding student loan. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to get your feelings hurt. You got to pay that money back. Ain't nothing slick about a student loan unless you mess around here and somehow flipped it into $1 million. There's nothing slick about it. It seems slick for a minute because now right for a minute there, it relieves you. But you got to recognize this money is on borrowed time. And it comes with accrued interest. I don't hear no one. I'm going too far tonight. I see that.
$200 left on it.
Yeah, that's right. You got $200
My
left?
student loan, I got $200 left on it.
Man,
I'm gonna pay it Friday.
play tonight. Just give him a hand.
All right, guys.
And if you got one, and if it's outstanding, call the people up and tell them, I'm sorry, I owe you money. How I can only give you $10 a month, $20 a month. I'm gonna tell you, man, a bill collector, all he wants is some of his money.
I put him in prison.
Yeah.
When I was still locked up, I wrote him. I said, listen, I owe you money. This is who I am.
Right.
As soon as I get a job, I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna start paying.
Right.
As soon as I got a job, I made a payment plan.
Right.
And I told him I give him $100 a monk.
Yeah.
Until I paid it off.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing is I give him $400.
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
$100.
Hey, look at that good money getting, brother, right there.
Because that interest.
Yeah.
But
Pop, I'm with y'all, man. That's granted, though.
$100 I'm paying the price.
Give him some love right there on that. Calvin, where are you stranded at?
I'm in St. Paul on Jackson and Maryland, but I got some people, I got this truck, my radiator went out in it, and that's why I didn't make it the group, man. So I've been under this car, but I got y'all on. I'm listening to y'all, and I feel y'all, and I appreciate just knowing that I can tune in and hear something.
Wow. Give Calvin some love.
Yeah.
Well, Calvin, we're wishing you the best to get that thing back together now and then come on in. But a couple of things now I want to send this around. I want everybody to chime in about what you heard tonight. We're going into our closing phase, but I want everybody to chime in about what you got tonight. This is just food. Something to help you make your life better.
Look at right here. Let's go.
So we'll start with Larry. Larry, go.
Push the hose back there. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to what y'all pop. I'm just gonna do something right quick.
They grew up. So I realized that 3 is a symbolic number anyway. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Well, so I got 3 generations of girls,
Mm.
and I got over 20-some grandchildren. So love, it comes from all of it.
Mm.
You know, I really realize how blessed I am.
Mm.
But and
Come on, son. Let it out.
and so in saying all that, I'm Mary Harris. I am a pop guy.
Yes, sir. Pop guy.
You know, they turn out to be the love of my life. I talked to my oldest daughter, you know, and I was telling her some things that I was going through and some things that me and my younger daughter was talking about. And my oldest daughter said, Dad, you know, like, trying to work out way back into the life. And that was okay. And being a second chance over there, it's not even about me when I go to second chance, because I know there's other brothers gonna have to come in there. But one thing I do realize that I am a pop guy, and I do have to hold myself to a higher standard, because if they look to me and I'm holding myself to a higher standard, then you are more pop guys over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe some don't. Antonio, he's over there. Keep itself elevated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
I just spoke to him, and he was there.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, I was really motivated, because the young man told me, he said, look, some guys come over here, and what they do is they do it now. He said, what you don't do it now, you do a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I kept going a little bit more, you know. And everybody's like, that dude damn crazy. Look how he running around. Wow. Mm-hmm. But if you go over to that place, you can walk with your eyes closed, and you know where Larry Harris been.
Mm-hmm.
You know where he's been, because that, even though it's a very filthy place, in certain areas, he said, no, it's not. When you go to that bathroom, I want you to know that it's okay and safe to go in. When the women's go in their bathroom, I want them to know that's their sanctuary.
Yeah.
Somebody do care. That's the way, you know, it was taught to me. Yeah. Come on. And that's what I do. That's all I do. That's right. I just try to keep it clean and stuff like that. Keep it flushy. On cool parking lot and stuff like that. I just try to make it look good and stuff like that, because I know it's other pop guys who need a second chance. Yeah. So just setting the standard.
That's it.
That's right.
Come on, get that boy some love. I love it. Boy, that's good. That's good. Ananias, what you got? Speak up, son.
I'm Ananias Israel.
Mm-hmm. Pop
For
guy.
those who don't know, pop guy. Anybody that doesn't know me, I did 24 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
St. Cloud, Stillwater, Moose Lake, and back to Stillwater, and then home.
Yeah, right.
This is what I am really, really, really grateful for. I'm grateful that, number one, that I am alive, and the fact that I'm alive, I'm given an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And with all that I've learned since being involved with pop, I realized that as much as I used to think life was bad, I was the bad.
Yeah.
Because my life is what I made my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I come to realize that when I understood my power.
Mm-hmm.
My ability to think of thought and take an action step.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
But it's very powerful.
Yes, sir.
Because that's how the power is.
Mm-hmm.
And no one can convince me of anything else.
Yeah, right.
You know, so that's why I'm really grateful. I am grateful that I have the opportunity to exercise my power.
And just give us a little update on your significant other. How is she doing?
Okay,
She had surgery. And
so, July 16th, I'll be willing to have surgery. She went and had a fusion from her L2 through L5
In the back.
in the back. If anyone knows about the spine, you know L2 through L5 there, L2 through L5. So all of that is fused together now.
Jesus.
The pain that she had on her left side is gone. Well, the pain that she had on her right side is gone. It kind of transferred to the left side. But they saying that you're really not feeling that kind of pain. What it is we went through your left side, to get there. So this is what you're feeling. This was a major surgery, so it's going to take you some time to heal. But my baby's going crazy. She can't deal with pain. She cannot deal with pain. She's going crazy over there. She get down and I get down.
You holler too.
Ooh, ooh. Did I do that? I wasn't even near her. Did I do that?
Oh man. Oh wow.
I'm keeping a high spirit.
Yeah.
That's me. I mean, I'm always laughing and smiling and stuff.
That's beautiful.
High spirit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one who's also administering her pain meds.
Right.
So I'm the one that takes care of that.
Yeah, that's a pretty delicate assignment there. You got to.
I know that. I definitely know that. But I'm being really, really strict.
Good.
You know,
Good.
I'm definitely being strict.
Good.
I'm keeping it tight.
Good. Give him some love right there. That's a lot. But look what he got you doing.
Right?
Ain't that something?
Right.
That's beautiful.
Service.
Tyler Storm, what you got?
I'm grateful for obviously firstly opening my eyes. Grateful to God for always showing up on time. Because I've literally being in America is not, what people see on TV back at home. Everyone thinks, you come here, you make it like handouts. And it's not, I had to go through my journey. I'm still going through my journey with a lot of work. I look at it differently because I know where I'm from. I worked out of high school straight. I went working. I never went to college. So this is my second chance,
That's right.
Just prove to my family and everyone else because I'm striving for perfection. Nothing is perfect, but I strive for perfection. And yeah, I'm grateful that I got a second chance because I've been struggling financially. Because we international students, we don't get financial aid, we don't get support from the school or nothing. So I've been talking to my international advisor and she's helping me apply for some work study because we spoke today. So next month I will be 9 months because you have to be in the States for 9 months before you can apply. And they said if that doesn't work, they'll help me different route. But I'll still be able to get my visa or whatever that is.
That's good.
So
that's good.
I've always, kept my spirit up, stay positive because that's what my mom installed in me. And yes, it's hard. It's not easy because I just felt like so many times I'm gonna give up. I'm just going back home. I have my family. I won't struggle the way I'm over here. But
You got a son?
yes, I do. I got a newbie born in September. So. The aim is to get him over here too, getting him to school and everything. So that's my biggest motivation. And like I said, I strive for perfection. I know we grew up in like this. I stay on both sides, but this is nice to me. A lot of people don't understand. And seeing green grass and trees, and that's nice. I like that. I'm fine. I'm happy. So yeah, Cape Town, South Africa.
Really? Yeah, I've never heard this young man talk. No, accent or nothing. You know what?
So yeah, that's what motivation and I am in a relationship. Yeah, that's very good. I'm happy. Yeah. My girlfriend's mom really came through for me because she knows my situation and she knows if I slip anyway, listen, they deporting me home. I don't have to say, I have to come up because they want the money.
That's right.
So she really helped me. She told me that I shouldn't worry about anything and she'll pay for it.
That's Come on. Yeah. You need to bring girlfriend's mom to group.
Yeah.
But, so there's some more to that story, but for right now, we're gonna move on. Go ahead, Dr. Webb. What you got?
I need you.
Mm-hmm.
You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
Woo! Boy, it's getting good up in here tonight. Come on, Will.
Well, you know, I spoke earlier. I don't have.
You ain't got nothing? No, you sure? You sure?
Right. Well, I will say this here that at the house I got my system up. I'm happy about that.
You talking about security?
Yeah, my security system. So I'm happy about that. I replaced 2 pieces of siding on the house, Pops. And that siding is brand new. You know I burnt up 2 pieces of siding.
You did?
Yeah.
Cooking that barbecue?
Yeah. Oh man, the fire, I wasn't in
shriveled it up.
Yeah, I never had it that close. I don't know what I was thinking about. I turned my head or something went on. So
he barbecued the side of the house. Give him a hand for that, boss. Some good barbecue there.
I had to go grab a couple pieces of siding from the place that you don't put it up and everything. So not as good as new.
Okay. Did you have a fire extinguisher?
Oh, I got one.
Did you? I
didn't need it.
You didn't need it? I just could see it. Just hitting it.
You got that's right. It's vinyl.
Vinyl, yeah, oh yeah. But what, man? Will got, man, just a beautiful home, and you know what? That I want everybody to get hit with it. Your beautiful apartment, and your room you're living in. I'm gonna tell you, some of the pop guys in here, and especially in Pop One, I love pop guys. In Pop One, my Pop One guys are struggling with just keeping your room clean and stop making it like a jail cell. You can't just go up there and keep jailing like you was before, and you be thinking of how you've been gone for 28 something, and then you trying to put all that stuff in the cell. You know what I mean? And then here come COs and stuff making you clean up your box. I don't hear nobody. But there's no CO to make you clean up your box, and so therefore your room looks like your cell would look like if the COs would never come around there. And you guys over in Pop One, I love you. I love if you're a Pop One guy. I love you, but them rooms, man, I'm telling you, you're attracting mice and all kind of other things. I don't want it in my house. And no mice was there before you came. And so I don't know which one I'm gonna run out first, the mouse or you. One of the two. If the shoe fits just wear it, I'm just trying to tell you now. Now, something about Pop 2, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. If you go Pop 2, man, it's like.
Well, I named it.
You named it.
That's right.
Well, he might have named it, but them boys over in Pop 2, they got Chris Burke. Chris Burke was the chief jailer. He got everything. Chris got, look. Chris have stuff all over, everywhere. Man, Chris done mess around here and stacked his hats all up on the wall and start picking up his clothes and, man, give that boy some love. Webb's room looks like a penthouse, and Dougie Fresh's room is right behind it. You know what I mean?
They both top notch.
Yeah. Little Tylo got his thing looking decent. We had to mess with him. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, come on now, and nobody's gonna, wipe your butt for you. Wipe it for yourself, man. Come on now. Y'all are grown, and we had. I'm gonna keep moving. Chris, it's on you.
One of the biggest things that I'm so grateful for.
Will you pull that? Just pull it down so I can real quick hear you.
Chris,
Mm-hmm.
pop back.
Yep.
So one of the biggest things that I'm so grateful for is not just to be a part of POP and showing leadership, especially to Kimbro and some of the other guys, but helping out Mr. Dougie Fresh with a vehicle. So last night, even though I have not stayed up that late in so many years, me and Geronimo towed his car to my shop that I work at. And as of right now, his car will be finished tomorrow and it'll be back on the road. It's Ford Escape.
Wow. Give him a little hand right there. So the Escape went down. Doug had to go buy him a brand new Jeep. And now they're bringing the Escape up for Lily, his daughter. Isn't that something, how that goes? You know, he wasn't thinking about no new car. And then all of a sudden, when this came up, he didn't have no choice. And now they're going to both be driving. That's beautiful. And I love what Chris is trying to do, and him and Geronimo. And they done fixed everybody's car in here. Right?
Body work?
Yeah, yeah. That's the next one. That's
Body work, huh?
You got a hit?
Well, yeah. Man.
Oh, no.
It's not bad. It's really not bad at
Somebody
all.
hit
It's
you?
just, no. What happened was.
What happened was?
A brick was hanging off the curb.
Wow.
So when I pulled to park, I heard some say, skirt. And I looked at the line, and it just hit right there by the wheel well. It hit this little corner piece.
Wow.
That's a front fender. Yeah, but I can order that piece Amazon and put it right back on, but it got match.
Right. Yeah, I got a guy.
So I can order that piece and get that piece.
I got the guy. So let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Man, give him a hand. But can you just tell? Can you tell how that hurt him? No, that hurt him. That's a new car. He hurt it. Sis, what you got?
I'm trying to. I listen. I know when you be talking to me, you think I don't listen or hear you. That's why you get so emotional with me. But I hear everything you say. And you said, back when we was riding, just me and you, and you said that don't nobody owe you nothing, and don't sit and wait for a handout. Talking about my SSI and that kind of thing. So knowing that I'll lose that if I was to get a full-time job, well, now I got a little thing going on with my little oils and making a little money in my pocket. You like today, you said, go get some plates. You got some money? Yeah, I got some money. So it was something little, but I heard what you said. And so I found, I've always known how to find something to do to get some money, but I'm saying without being illegal.
Yeah. Go on, give us some. My sister's selling oils and selling all kind of other stuff. She might set up a little shop out there. If y'all ever mind, give us some play. You know what I mean? And this and that. She's trying to keep a little hustle on. Yeah. So in my day, I'm a little older than you. In my day, the people would talk about you if you didn't have a hustle, and the women would say, "Oh, girl, he's a po hustler." Meaning, he don't do nothing. He just got his hand. But he ain't doing nothing for money. See what I mean? You got to do something. You got to be doing something to bring something to the table. So my sister's doing good. She's been waiting patiently on trying to get her a place, and we trying to, just trust God that this September is going to be her time. You know what I mean? No, that wasn't what I was looking for. I'm going to throw this in. COVID is real. but you don't go running away from it. Meet it. Last night, my wife and I sitting in the couch, we watching the news, Fox 9. I want you to watch this. It's about Piker Head Start. Head Start is where, preschoolers go. It's a quality program. Head Start had did 2 days ago what we already did as POP. What we said was, Joey needs a meeting, and virtual meetings not going to do it for him. He got to be right here to get it straight from the job. And in order for that to happen, everybody here has to be tested. So I said, Tia, look, man, we're going to test every single POP guy. That's just it. We 65 on our roster, 65 for women. And we ended up 45 of that 65 are core members. They come 2, 3 times, 4 times a month. Each one of that core member group is tested, right? Then we started meeting again because we established a baseline. Now we may do that again, not too long, so that we can maintain it. But Head Start messed around and said, look, we're going to test all the children, hundreds, all their parents, and all the staff. We're going to do it in our parking lot. They hooked up with the CDC. They came in the parking lot, set up some tents, and had drive-through. Everybody's tested. Wow. They bringing everybody down to ground zero. This was our model. And now, somebody's saying, wait a minute, you got to fight back. All of Minneapolis, who have the worst graduation rates in the state of Minnesota, all of Minneapolis is virtual. But man, these kids ain't going. These little knucklehead kids over here ain't doing nothing virtual. If you ain't up in their face, you are losing. And they're going to be outside and up in some other kind of stuff. And to say that you're not going to bring children to school is to say you're afraid yourself. Get tested and try to act like you got some sense. Just deal with the situation. Don't run and hide from it. You might be out there listening to those people who got outpatient treatment programs that only meet virtually. I'm just giving you a word if you're listening. That doesn't work. Test your clients, test your staff, and bring people in to get them some help. And stop being afraid of it. You just can't sit around waiting for COVID to come knocking at your door. It will come if you just sit around waiting on it. You got to throw some punches. You can't just, Does that make any sense to people?
Yes.
But that's why I was saying, you need to call ahead of time. We're glad to have Steve as a visitor, but Steve need to be tested. Everybody has to be tested. I think, Joy, you still yet to be tested. You got to get tested. This is how we're maintaining our integrity here and giving ourselves an opportunity to grow from each other. Don't come in here half-stepping. Get tested. Since that was good, and you can set up your little stuff there if you get ready to do that. Steve, did you get something tonight?
I got a lot.
What'd you get?
It's too much to get into right now, but I got a ton. As far as just talking about, like, as far as no boundaries leading to self-hate. It made me really think about there's a Bob Marley tune called "The Redemption Song" where he speaks to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, under ourselves and free our mind. And I've been listening to that tune since I was a kid, right? But I never understood the gravity of that statement. Now that you said this, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, he knew something. Man. I'm like, you know what I mean? I need to start setting some boundaries.
And this is what he said. It's all I ever had. None of that other stuff meant anything. This right here is all I ever had. That's all he needs. Let's give Steve some love. Pat, I'm going to come right back to you. Go
ahead. Patrick Neal and Bay. Week has been really blessed. We started out by saying that me, my wife, we was out doing some DoorDash.
we ran into Darius
Right.
at the George Floyd Memorial. And, you know, me and my wife was walking back, you know, toward the truck. And she happened to notice Darius first. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So, I mean, it was good to see another pop guy, and you know, especially in that place, you know, because I mean, you know, it brings something to your mental as far as what took place there and everything else. You know, and just things from, you know, going from, you know, the situation with the 1 man, 2 feet, you know, all of that has, you know, definitely just been at the forefront of my mind with things that are going on, and you know how, you know, I need to stand for something or continue to fall for anything. So you know, just thinking about some changes that, you know, really seriously need to be made, and you know how I'm approaching, because you can't approach them with anger, which I have an issue with. Just because something doesn't happen doesn't mean that you got it taken care of, especially if you didn't address it. But you know, it's just, you know, something that's really been strong and on the forefront of my mind, and you know how I need to always stay mindful and always have a purpose in my life.
I want you to read this out loud, real loud. You gotta go. Okay, one second. Come on. I just want you to hear something.
Self-hate is a form of mental slavery that results in poverty, ignorance, and crime.
Say it again. Is Tierra right there? Yeah, stay right there. Go ahead.
Self-hate
Say self-hate.
Self-hate is a form of mental slavery that results in poverty, ignorance, and crime.
I wanted you to read that because what you're talking about is embodied in that sentence. There's still a piece of hatred that you carry for yourself that you haven't gotten over, and your anger is a manifestation of that fact. We're gonna keep moving. Give Pat some love. I want you to hear this. Tierra, step in here, Tierra. Tierra is on his way to London tomorrow. Now, you know, Tierra has found love, man. He's found love, and his love is overseas. She's across the pond. She's in London, England, and she's a mighty woman. She loves this man, and they had a meeting. They were set up to. They're engaged. They were set up to meet a couple of months ago, and America got kicked off the list. Americans couldn't come in. Wow. So it shot his trip to the curb, and he had to put it off. And so now he's getting ready to leave on tomorrow. And I'm gonna just tell you something. You know, I don't care if you got like $5, $10, $20. Just put in something, and just give Tierra just a little extra spending money, because when he's over here over in England, something might happen, you know, where you need an extra $1.50. I know he ain't broken nothing, but I just want us to put something in for him to know we love him, because Tierra has done some mighty work here in POP, and I want to give him some love for it too. And I don't care what it is. I don't care what you got right here, right now, but get that bowl right there. Give me that bowl, David. See that bowl? Yeah. Look, it's beautiful. That's all. Yeah. Let's send the bowl down the way. Just send it down. You're fine. You're fine, bro. You're fine. And everybody, we just want to give Tierra some love and send them on, man. And now I don't know if this is going to happen, but I think that they may marry while in England, you know, so that the two shall become one.
That's right.
And I heard little Birdie say that they had a broom somewhere over there, and that they might jump the broom while they're over there. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure, just in case they need a broom, you know what I mean? Just in case they need a broom, here's enough money for you to up here buy one when you get over there.
How long you gonna be going for?
Anybody?
To the 20th.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Give him some love, man. Give him some love. All right, give us a word, brother. What you get tonight, or what's happening?
Yeah, I was eavesdropping in there, and I just want to say, man, first of all, thank everybody for wearing the masks, taking this thing seriously, and like you said, definitely get tested. I have found love. And,
Say it again.
I have found love. Love has a way. And let me say this.
What you gonna say?
I never thought of this. Love has a way of evaporating self-hate.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? You get that right type of love, man. It just, you don't have any space. You don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
But I could go on and on about that. But no, I love y'all. I miss y'all already.
Mm-hmm.
And man,
Mm-hmm.
y'all my family, man. Yeah. Hey, Larry, you've been doing your thing, man. I mean, everybody in here been doing their thing, but Larry, you've been doing your thing.
Wow.
And man, I just want to give you your roses while you can smell them.
Mm-hmm. Give some love. Come on. Okay, they got to get going. Dave, did you get some tonight, David?
I think it's tricky we have this.
All right.
I want to talk. I hang talk.
Come on. Larry, I know you got to get going because, up here, it's getting late. We already at 8:01. I might can't make it all the way around. Joey, what did you get? Dex, wait a minute. Dex, I didn't hear from you all night. What you got?
Dex, Pop Guy.
Pop Guy.
I was like, I don't have no room for self-hate.
Yeah.
Like you said, that love is a powerful thing.
Keep me in the loop.
I'm about to get married on the 23rd.
Was it this month?
Yeah. So we're going to Vegas.
You going to Vegas to get married?
Yeah, we're going to Vegas.
Did you hear what he's saying?
Yeah, so,
Excuse me. Did you hear what he's saying? They're going to Vegas and get married. Give them a little love.
So we got
going to the chapel?
Yes, sir. So we got the tickets and everything. We got the room at the Wine down there. So the beautiful.
At the Wine?
Yes, sir. My bad.
The Win.
The win.
That's right.
Yeah, I got it with my phone.
They get out a picture. Look, I love it. I love it when the plan comes together. Pop guys getting married. I love it. I love it.
So we're going Friday.
Look at God. Friday the 1st. So we got time, get a couple dollars together. So we're gonna send them with a couple of dollars. We're not a stingy group. We always have been supportive of each other. Sophia, what you got, sweetheart?
Good evening.
She called me to ask her she wear her hat tonight, so she's struggling with something. I don't know what it is. I told her just come on.
I'm not struggling. I'm just a black woman.
All right.
Sometimes we have hair issues, and today is just one of those.
Sound like you're struggling. Go ahead.
The word was grateful, and I'm a grateful woman.
That's right.
I'm grateful because the God that I serve has allowed me so many opportunities, and He's brought me such a mighty long way. And on the way and on the road of my journey, He's cultivated me, and He continues to cultivate me. I have a desire to grow and be more, but I'm always trying to be around someone. Iron sharpens iron. And if you're not sharpening me, you sure ain't getting ready to dull me. Now, I thank God that He's always there to cover me. I was in a car accident on Monday. A truck hit. I I'm just going around the corner to the dollar store.
Right.
Around the corner.
Right.
Okay. Crossing 169, 4 blocks away from my house. And a car, I'm not even the second vehicle. I mean, the first vehicle. I'm the second vehicle. And a truck runs the light. I see it coming, and then he hits us. But thank God, he hit us right as we was going through. He hit us from the back, but he hit us at the gasoline, where you put your gas in. At that point, the car could have blown up. We spun around.
Wow.
We made it to the other side. This gentleman's car is just smashed, and our car's demolished. And I'm a blessed woman because of God that I serve. Because I could not, it didn't necessarily have to be here in one piece with Brother Shane saying, I got a little problem. I could have had a little problem with my life. Because I'm a blessed woman, and because of the God that I serve, I'm still here to tell a story.
Wow, my God. Boy, you just got to pause on that one. I mean. Yeah, boy.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, right.
He's good.
All the time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the win right there. You're going to be up there, all right? This is the room right here. Joy, did you have something?
Yes, of course.
What you got?
I just want everybody to know that I appreciate everybody here. And I'm glad I have a place that I can come back to where I trust people enough to listen to the tough love that they give me.
Give him some big love. Boy, that was good. But today, it was yesterday, me and I tell you that. So I saved Tony Campbell with the apartment on the lake. I saved him for last. So, see, what did he get tonight? Go ahead, sir.
Well, the thing about it is that what I got is that, when I was a youngin', I did school one time. And the school called home and just called my grandfather. And I came to my grandfather's house and I slipped up and told him the word I can't. And Fraser hit the canvas. Now let's not forget, at 9 years old, I was 6'3". I've been this height my whole life. Right. The moral of the story is that message that he, afterwards, I said, why did you hit me? He said, because there's no such word as I can't. I took that and ran with it. From that point on, from 11 years old, I said, I can and will do anything I want. It's like this with the words he told me. The message that y'all have shared with me, you said, I got faith in you, I believe in you. I'm holding on to that. I'm going to live up to them standards as a pop guy.
Yes, sir. 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 Amen. Yeah. Get Tony some love right here. Come on now. Yeah. Go ahead. We want to see you win, man. We want to see you in there having a good time, taking care of your business. It's a beautiful thing we got going on here, but we could be here, we could stay here all night because Chris is getting ready to wind up and hit it again, but we're gonna pledge out of here right now, though. Glad to have you back, boy. All right, now let's group up. Steve, you got to get in the little group. You'll catch on real fast. Hey, sweetheart. Wow, that's amazing. What a story. Can we make it? Can we make it? Come on, sis. Come on. Come on, we can make it.
Meal be roll on.
Oh, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? How you doing? Come on, let's down. I will. Now it's my family value. I will. Exercise wisdom. And what I choose to eat. And do. I will. All relationships. Win-win. I will. I will.
I will.
Under every circumstance.
Under every circumstance.
Maintain a positive attitude.
Maintain a positive attitude.
I will.
I will.
Enjoy my life.
Enjoy my life.
Humor.
With a sense of humor.
While taking advantage of my opportunities.
While taking advantage of my opportunities.
Learning my misfortunes.
And learning from my misfortunes.
I will.
I will.
Act upon circumstances.
Act upon circumstances.
Rather than have them act upon me.
Rather than have them act upon me.
I will.
I will.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Be proactive with my goals.
Be proactive with my goals.
I will.
I will.
Always protect my wisdom.
Always protect my wisdom.
My health.
And
my happiness.
And my happiness.
I will.
I will.
Stay principle centered.
Stay principle centered.
And maintain a positive circle of influence.
And maintain a positive circle of influence.
I will.
I will.
Daily learn.
Daily learn.
Commit. And do. I will.
I will.
Act according to the POP Leadership Institute.
Act according to the POP Leadership Institute.
Be productive in my community.
And be productive in my community.
And my private life.
And my private life.
All right, hug somebody. Let's get on
One
out
more
of here.
thing. I will pay my rent on time.
Oh, wait.